So this is the RG350 from Abanic. If you didn't know from the picture or the name, this is a portable retro gaming console. So wherever you are, you can pull this out and start enjoying all of your classic PlayStation, Nintendo, Mega Drive, and much more on the go. This cost about $80, and I would say it's one of the best, if not the best, retro consoles I've ever reviewed on my channel. We can see here it says that it does come with a 3.5-inch IPS display, which will give you much better viewing angles. It has tempered glass. You can get this with onboard 16, 32 or 64 gig storage. Mine is a 16 gig, and you can also use a micro SD card to further expand that storage to 64 gig. It has a 2500 milliamp battery, and with that I've got around about 6 hours of gaming, and you also get stereo speakers. Now I have to say, in terms of sound quality, this does sound really clear and really loud. So let's quickly open that up. Okay, so you've got the actual unit here first, which is the RG350. And in here we can see it does come with a USB Type-C charging cable, and this is also used to transfer content from your computer onto the device. And it's great just to see that they are using USB Type-C. We get a small user manual and a quick start guide. Okay, let's put that away. Now the unit itself has a real premium feel to it. It has a nice weight. The buttons feel very clicky, very tactile. You do get the dual analog stick, so this will be great when you are emulating N64 or PlayStation. You've got your normal D-pad over here. So this is made of coarse polycarbonate plastic. On the back here we can see Abanic, and this is the model RG350. You have one Type-C USB port here, and this is used for OTG. You have a micro HDMI output port. You have the headphone jack, and you have another USB Type-C port here. And this is the one that's actually used for charging and also for data transfer. Now for you to actually move content or applications or ROMs onto here, you'll have to use some kind of FTP client. The one that I used was FileZilla, and as soon as I plug my USB Type-C cable into here, this then shows me an IP address that I can type into FileZilla and make a connection through that. Once I'm connected, I can then just drag and drop any application or any ROM or any file that I like onto the system. And underneath we have two downward firing speakers. We have the power button, we have the memory card slot, we also have a volume rocker, and we have the reset button. Now in terms of sizing, we can say it's more or less the size of a typical smartphone. But definitely guys, in terms of quality and build, it really does have a nice sort of, premium feel to it. Let's now power that on. So this is running the OpenDing US operating system, which is Linux based. Okay, so we have some menu tabs at the top. So we have applications, emulators, and settings. And the way we get to them is we use the shoulder button. So we can see we have emulators here. We have some built-in games. We have settings and applications. Now again, we can see guys, the buttons really do have a nice sort of clickety tactile feel. Let's have a look at the settings. Here we can see, for example, we have the system info. We can see what version of the kernel it's running. We can change the wallpaper. Let's click on that. We've got grey, we've got light blue, orange, and let's go for green. And we can see that's now updated the wallpaper. Let's go to applications. So this does have some common basic applications built in. You have a clock, you have a file explorer, you have a basic media player. You do have a hardware test feature, so if I click on that, this will allow me to confirm that all of the different buttons are actually being detected properly. Now the game section will give you some homebrew, some indie type games. We have things like, we have Doom on here, we have some puzzle games. This is a King of Fighters clone. You have a Streets of Rage clone. Let's just try Doom. I'm hoping with this IPS screen you guys should still get a good viewing angle. Okay, let's click on that. Alright, this is me playing Doom now. And we can just see how smooth and fluid that is, guys. We're not seeing any kind of like frame skipping or any kind of like stuttering. Take that. And that's working great. Alright, take that. Alright, so that's basically Doom running on the RG350. Let's just try one more game. We have this B game over here. Okay, so this does have a built-in vibration motor because the thing is just vibrating like crazy now. And again, we can see, guys, just how good is that sound quality. Let's turn that down a bit. So this is basically your Flappy Bird clone. Alright, can I get to 10? Of course I can't. Okay, that's that. Let's quit out this. And let's just try one more built-in game. So let's try Streets of Rage. Or this is the Streets of Rage clone. Alright, so this is me playing this clone now. So these buttons really do feel good, guys, when I'm pressing them. Alright, let's try something else. Okay, let's go over to emulators. And we can see this does have quite a few emulators built in, but as I mentioned at the start of the video, you can easily just transfer more emulators which are available online. Now these applications come across as OPK files, so it's very easy for you to just search Google for RG350 OPK files and you'll find tons of stuff out there. So we can see we have a MAME emulator, we have DOSBox, we have Final Burn, we have the Pico Drive, which is Mega Drive, we have a PS1 emulator, SNES, or Super Famicom as it's known elsewhere, and much more, guys. So let's just start with something with a bit demanding. So let's go for PS1. Okay, we have a frame counter at the top there, so we can see 60 frames at the moment. Now most of these emulators do have a built-in menu, and the way you can normally access that is by pressing the power button, which is at the bottom. So if I press that now, here we can see some of the options. So if I go to GPU settings, I can make sure that FPS is on. Let's turn off the frame skip. Let's just leave the other options as default. Let's press the start key. Alright, so this is now Wipeout XL. And we can see I'm using the analog stick with this, and for certain games it is just so much better using the analog stick versus the D-pad. But we can see at the top, guys, it is pretty much locked in at a solid 60 frames per second. Alright, let's try and pick up something. That's just really smooth, guys, and this is a fantastic game. I remember playing on the PS1 when it first came out. I'm definitely happy with the performance of this. Okay, so that's a Wipeout XL. Now if I want to quit this, let's press the power key. Let's click on quit. Let's just try one more PS game. Let's try good old Tekken. Alright, let's go for this guy. Again, we're locked in at 60 frames per second, and tdoctoruk is winning. I mean, if you told somebody in the 90s that you'd be able to play these kind of quality games on the go, just have a massive library of games with you, they'll think you're probably mad or something, but it's just amazing how good this emulation is on a device as small as this. And just think about the size, guys. This was my previous favorite console, which was the BitBoy from Pocket Go, and this is really good, but look at the screen size, guys. I mean, this was, I just found was just a little bit too small, but here we can see with this 3.5-inch IPS display, I think that screen is just right. Not too big, not too small, and will allow you to enjoy all of these classic games wherever you are. Kick to the face. There you go. So that was PS1. Let's just do a quick SNES. But to be fair, guys, I mean, if you could emulate the PS1, you're not really going to have any issues emulating consoles like this. So let's just make sure that's actually true. All right. Let's pick up Diddy Kong. All right, let's just show you how. Let me show you how tdoctoruk plays these classic NES games. By dying first, and then I'll try to get the extra life up there. Really smooth, guys. Really nice picture quality. Let's pick up a Rhino. Definitely no kind of screen tearing or stuttering or anything like that. It really is really smooth. Really smooth, yeah. Alright, here we are playing a bit of Sonic on the Mega Drive. Sounds good. No breakup in the audio. Graphically, we can see it's really smooth, really fast. And I'm just steaming through. Okay, I'm definitely happy with that. It's working great. Okay, so wrapping this up, what do I think about the Ibanez RG350? Do I recommend it? Do I think you guys should buy it? Well, firstly, let me just say I'm extremely, and I really do mean extremely, impressed with the build quality. This has to be by far the best build or the best quality handheld console I've ever reviewed on my channel. In terms of gaming performance, as we can see here, all of the consoles that I tried, all of the games I tried, this was able to emulate them without any issues whatsoever. So whether that's PS1, it was SNES, it was Mega Drive. There's also an N64 emulator for this, which I will also be testing out in an upcoming video. So do leave me a comment below if you want to see that. Now, price-wise, this costs around about $85. Yes, you can get cheaper retro handheld consoles for maybe about $40 or $50, but as they say, you do get what you pay for. Now, with the Ibanez RG350, I do think you are getting your money's worth because it's extremely well made. It has a fantastic IPS screen. It's very easy to expand the memory by using a micro SD card. You can install custom firmware. You can transfer your own ROMs. You can also install your own applications, guys. So I think in this case, it is worthwhile paying a little bit more money and getting something that's going to last and also be very reliable. So overall, guys, I'm definitely happy with this and I have no issues recommending this to anyone, and this will now be my go-to retro gaming handheld moving forward. So that's all for this video, guys. Many thanks for watching. Do leave a like if you liked it. Do let me know in the comments what you think about this console, and I'll hopefully catch up with you guys real soon. Thanks.